Surprise! Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Hey, we're in the house
Hello.
already a little bit early, 1 minute
Hello.
early.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Real Talk, Fins Talk. I'm your host, Steve Malloy. And as always, my co-host, Rob Mosley, a.k.a. Dolphin Thirsty. Rob, what you got going on at dolphinthirsty.com, your website, brother?
This everything all Dolphins. After the show tonight, I'm going to post another Dolphins Trivia Tuesday that I got all the questions written up. I just haven't formatted it for the web page yet, so we're good. And then gave out helmet stickers for this last week of the star players against the Texans, and then an article about the game. And then tomorrow we start turning the page and looking forward to the upcoming game against the Niners that we would discuss some tonight.
Wow, looks like we got Hank in the house. Hank in the house. All right.
Oh, yes. Hey.
All right. Good to have you. Good to have everybody on joining us in the chat this evening. Please like, subscribe, share with your family, your friends, your neighbors, and enjoy the show. So, Rob, I want to get into the Houston game just a little bit, touch on that since, hey, we're 8-3. I mean, we're sitting in a good spot. I'm just as happy as can be. And I'm sure a lot of you Dolph fans out there are happy too as well. When's the last time we've been 8-3? You know, I mean, it's what, 2001?
2001.
Yeah, 2001. So anyway,
crazy, way too long,
too long, man. I've been a Dolphins fan since 1969. I was there during the 70s. We had season tickets, my dad and I, stepdad and I, and we saw all those games, you know, the 17-0 season. And I think we had season tickets up until like 80, right before Marino got drafted, around 82.
Yeah.
And but we attended some games thereafter. But anyway, let's get into the Houston game. We did win. We won. It was a dominating game in the first half.
Yeah.
We won convincingly. I mean, it was what was it, 30-15. I don't know what happened in the second half. I mean, it's like the defense just went to sleep. And
I think they took the foot off the gas a little bit.
They took the foot off the gas, and I was unhappy about that, you know. And I'll tell you why I am unhappy about that. Well, after we get into a little bit of the Houston game, but there's some things that we talked about last couple shows ago about injuries. That was one of the key points. The last show, basically, is what we talked about. And sure enough, we had an injury. Armstead, our best, offensive tackle, the best offensive tackle, left tackle, probably in the NFL, or one of the best.
Yeah.
So, but I was kind of disappointed in the running game as well. Look, Houston was they were dead last, their defense, right? But they held off our running game. They shut us down. So I was a little disappointed about that. And you know me, Rob, we talked about this. I want to see a running game. You know, we got Mike McDaniel. He's supposed to be the guru of the running game. And we've had a couple spurts here and there of seeing the running game, what we thought was progressing. And it's, here we are back to square one again.
No, I know. I mean, but we have to start somewhere. Remember, it's his first year before we can totally implement his way. We're doing great as far as I'm concerned. But, yeah, the lack of running game, I know, has been your pet peeve all year. So, I mean, you're loving the winning, so let's not, dampen that. You love the 8-3, but I know every game you're like, why are you not able to run the ball? You text me during the game. I go, I don't know. But I think some of the Houston game was a little bit of take what they give us, and they were giving us that middle of the field to our receivers to start the game, and we're like, well, if they're going to give it to us, we might as well take it. So maybe, but yeah, you're right. We didn't have any big carries. The Cleveland game kind of gave us, we got a running game and a passing game hopes, and then we went back to not being able to run the ball that well this past week. But overall, like you said, we're 8-3. We dominated the first half, and I think after the Tua scare where he got bent all over, I think they're like, let's just win this game, get the heck out of Dodge, and get ready for the tough road ahead.
Right. Yeah. Hank, great, man. 1966. Yeah, you were about 3 years before I actually started watching the Dolphins. I went to the first game in 1969. It was the Jets and the Dolphins, and Broadway Joe Namath was the quarterback, for those of you that remember him. But anyway, and the reason why now let me go back to the game a little bit before I get into a reason why I feel that the Dolphins shouldn't have let off the gas. The defense, they played well. Again, they let the foot off the gas in the second half. I wasn't happy about that. Now, the reason why is, look, we've got 6 games coming up, okay? 4 of those games are playoff contenders, and they all 4 of them have really good defenses. In fact, and we'll get to this later, but the defense we're playing next week is number 1 overall in a lot of their categories, passing, rushing. They're number 1. They're the best defense in the NFL. Now, the reason why I didn't like them coming off the gas is because of that stretch that we have, that long stretch that we have. We need to be in a mode of starting off fast, scoring as many points as we can, and keeping the foot on the pedal. We can't let up. You can't let up against San Francisco. You can't let up against Buffalo. You can't let up against the LA Chargers. You just can't.
No, I know. But
and
McDaniel
I don't like
did.
that.
Yeah, McDaniel did talk about that. He did say that they need to complete a complete game. He told the players in the locker room after the game. I don't know if you saw that clip, and he was saying that, we got to be able to play through a whole game, not just one half.
Yes, exactly. Especially
and he
going
put
down
it
the
some on
stretch.
himself, like McDaniel does. He was saying, I put some people in bad situation, and we just got to keep it going. So, it was just. It is what it is. I think some of it played into the competition. They knew they had the game won and that mentality. But like you say, they can't do that because all the next teams are really competitive. Because Green Bay, who's not in the playoff picture in a few weeks down the line, they still got Aaron Rodgers if he's healthy. So there's no giving games. There's no Houston left on the schedule.
No, there isn't.
There's nothing, So from here on, you got to buckle it up for all 4 quarters and maybe an overtime game, God forbid. Hey.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
So getting back to the there was 5 key points that we went over last week for Miami that we went over as far as for them to continue this stretch of their winning games and playing the way that we know that they can play.
Right.
And one of them was the injuries, and Armstead did get injured, and we saw what happened when he got injured. I mean, that offensive line is like a house of cards. You know, one guy gets hurt, and the whole freaking offense just, I don't know, it just falls apart. Now, think about this. What if Tua played the whole game? Do you think he would have had the same? Now, Tua didn't have a bad game. He didn't have an elite game like we've seen, but he had a good game. Do you think he would? You think he would have continued at that pace that he's been doing?
Yeah, I think he would have been. We would have done a little better. We would have done a little bit better for sure. But our quarterbacks were getting hit too much. I mean, Skyler came in and started getting hit a lot.
Here's what I'm going to say about that. Get used to it, Tua. Get used to it, Tua. And Mike McDaniel, you better have a game plan for the number 1 defense that's coming up next week. You better have a game plan, and I think he will. I think he will. I think he'll have a game plan, and he'll help out the offensive line in some way.
We just need, like I said, someone. We need a serviceable guy. Hopefully, they put Shell at right tackle. But like I say, McDaniel's not calling me asking my opinion, but because at least Shell at right tackle, he's serviceable. He can be a solid guy there. Then you just need someone at left. Because at left, Shell's not good. Because his 2 lowest ratings. Of how, I don't know how much weight you put into the PFF, but his 2 lowest ratings have come on the left side. So he's definitely stronger at the right. So then you just need a certain, little, I don't know. Someone has to come in and step up to be the left tackle until Armstead comes back.
Yeah, I agree with you. Shell should stay. And like I said, I have no say in this game, but I definitely agree with you on that. Shell should continue to be the right tackle. And honestly, I don't even know why they put Austin Jackson in there. I mean, now's not the time to experiment. Okay, they had good continuity going on with the folks that they had in there, and then they throw him into the mix, And honestly, even when Tua was in there and before Armstead got hurt, they still weren't. They still were a little rusty. They still did.
No, I know
They
they were
still
coming
weren't
in on
playing.
his right. They were coming in on
Yeah.
Jackson's side. Why they didn't keep, like you say, I thought we were getting to be a cohesive unit. They
Yeah.
were. So I would have
Yeah.
just kept, what is as what was, because he was performing well, and it's just weird. But I guess they just feel like maybe Jackson's a better overall fit because he's more athletic and he can pull. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't have messed with a good thing. I would have just kept Jackson in there. I mean, I would
he
have
was
kept
hurt.
Shell. I would have kept Shell in there. And then if Armstead try to throw Jackson in, because that's why you have him as a backup. Then you have that talent to come in and try him at left or whatever, but just keep Shell. But then they moved Shell over there and then had Jackson. It just wasn't very nice. So
yeah,
we'll see. And we don't know
now,
what Jackson's latest status is.
And now Jackson's hurt. We don't know what his status is.
Yeah.
I think it was the same ankle, just a different type of injury, but the same ankle, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that's another thing. Like I said, he was hurt and he hadn't played all those games. Now you're going to throw him into the mix when we need to be prepared for playoffs, and we need to get in playoff mode. We need to put our game faces on, and you're going to throw him into the mix. I don't know. It's just a bad decision in my opinion. All right. We talked about injuries. So now we got Armstead is injured. Look, I've heard so many different time frames as far as him coming back. So I'm just going to say 2 to 4 weeks. All right, 2 to 4 weeks. Either way, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Oh no, it's gonna hurt. I mean,
it's gonna hurt. The other thing that we talked about, the key to Miami, it was the passing game. Passing game was pretty good. I mean, it's still there. And the only thing is that Tua he was off. He was off on some of his passes. I don't know if the timing thing or ball placement was off, and the receivers dropped a few of his balls too.
I know. With all that said, though, he still put up pretty good numbers. It's amazing because it's amazing how far he's come. Because last year we would have been like jumping for joy if he threw for 299 yards and a touchdown.
Oh my gosh!
Now we're like, absolutely. Oh man, only 299, and he's a little bit off. Yeah, and he was a little bit off, but it was still overall a very good performance by him. I think.
Like I said, he played it. He played a good game. It wasn't elite.
I know he just spoiled us the past. Right, he didn't play to the elite level that he had spoiled us. Right. But no quarterback in NFL history. I watched every game of Dan Marino, and he didn't even play every game.
Oh no, I've seen Dan Marino play some bad games too.
So. Yeah, so everyone is going to have their games where just like
absolutely.
So, but I agree with you. He was a little the whole timing off. They're coming off a bye week though, so you can give some credit. There's some credence to that. Because they were gelling, and then they had to take a bye week off right in the middle of their great play.
Yeah, that's right. I agree. And it's kind of like the Pittsburgh game. Remember when he came in the Pittsburgh game? He was a little rusty too there. And then the next game, they were pretty good. So I think they'll get it together. I think
we're fine there. We should be.
And what I do like is Craycraft.
River came in and had
River's really doing. You know who he reminds me of?
And you're going to say Wes Welker. You're going to say
I was going to say Wes Welker. And
I knew it. I knew it because that's what digging in the trenches said today.
I heard it on your show this morning, and I said, and I was trying to pinpoint who he reminded me of. And then when Justin said he kind of reminds you of Wes Welker, I was saying, he's right. He does.
I know, and hey, that Wes Welker's a coach, so he probably sees some of that similarity too. Maybe. But he was good the other day. It's just like another guy that was AWOL though was Gesicki again. He was just like not even part of the game.
Smythe caught the touchdown pass, so
I know. So I just want to say he's just like AWOL. But anyway, so every week someone, like 1 week it was Sherfield that stepped up as the third receiver and did well. This week it was River, Craycraft. So it's just, you never know. Tua loves spreading the ball around, so it proves.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not a one-trick pony as far as throwing the ball.
And he needs to continue to do that.
Pony trying to run the ball, and but as far as throwing the ball, we got a lot of weapons. And of course,
no doubt.
Of course, the reason for that is because of Tyreek and Waddle. They have to give those guys so much attention that it opens up other guys. A lot of one-on-ones. So, which makes it easier. Not easy, but easier. But it's been fun to watch that part of the game. So I think we would keep it moving. And, the big test, is coming up. Literally, it's tough road ahead. And when I mean road because it's
Yeah.
all three. The next 3 games are all on the road. 2 out west,
Yeah.
where they're going to stay out west and chill once they fly out there. And, until the Chargers game's over. Then they're going to fly back and then have to fly north to play in the cold. So it's going to be a tough road. But I one game at a time. And this week, the Niners, they're tough. I know Hank from the Fish Tank Cake from the next show coming up. He, points out the Niners haven't played some of the best teams, but neither have we the past couple of weeks. So we're gonna have to we're gonna have to stand up and see which teams for real. And I think the Dolphins are for real.
They're for real. They're for real. The thing is, look, they beat bad teams, right? They beat bad teams. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they have to do, and that's what counts. So there's been times where Tua has lost to some bad teams. So he's stepping up. I mean, he's stepped up and he's playing at elite level this year. But as you said, we got a tough stretch ahead, and the real test. And to be honest with you, I believe that this game coming up, the 49ers, is really a statement game. To me, it's a statement game, because if this offense can just roll right over the number 1 defense in the NFL, ain't nobody stopping us. Ain't nobody stopping us. I mean, that's the way I feel.
I know Kansas City has a really great offense, and they put up points against the Niners. So the Niners can be beat on defense if you get your quality players playing well at your skill positions. Because it's one thing to stop teams that just love to run and do short, but when we got the speed, so maybe we can watch some of that. Hopefully they're watching some of that Kansas City film and they see where they exploited some of 49ers weaknesses,
Yeah. Every team has weaknesses. Every team has holes. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So hopefully, So we gotta see. It's just like such a tough road ahead. I just we will focus on that 49er game, but I mean, it doesn't get any. I mean, all 3 of them are really statement games, because this is a time of year.
Yeah,
this is the time of years that we start separating the pretenders from the contenders, and this is it. And this is where Dolphins have gone bad before. So let's just see if we step. I think it's good. I'm not waiting for the next shoe to drop like I've always been in the past, just saying, oh, here it goes again, the same old Dolphins. I actually they've got me all back hooked in, always die hard, no matter what. I watched every game of the 1-15 season, and it was brutal. Watch every game of the tank season. It was brutal to start that season.
I know.
So I stick through them no matter what. But I still expect those other shoe to drop every year. But this year I'm hook, line, sinker, and I'm believing again. And if they break my heart again, it is what it is. And, we'll go from there. That's what Justin and I were talking about on our show earlier today. Digging in the trenches on our morning show at 10 a.m. on this network here. Our network. I had to throw that little plug in there on the Dolphin Posting Network on YouTube. I meant by network. But anyway, we were talking about that today too. So it's just, hey, Dick, speaking of you, welcome there, Justin.
Welcome, Justin. Listen, guys, please, we love all you guys that are in the chat. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget, we're getting close. We're almost at 500. So the 500th subscriber, we have that T-shirt giveaway. Don't forget about that. So go ahead and subscribe, and again, like and share with your neighbors and friends and family.
Yeah.
Thanks.
King, you're gonna have to give Evan a tough time for not joining us tonight. I don't know what Evan's like AWOL. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
No comment from Evan. I don't know. I almost don't know how to act without Evan being in one of these shows.
I know. I knew I was missing somebody.
So we can never have it. Hank doesn't always make a visit. It's normally Evan. I guess they really are one of the 2 peas in a pod. They just Hank decided he's gonna fill in for Evan tonight.
I guess that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, so another key was our defense. It was our pass defense. We did pretty good against Houston. We've actually done pretty good throughout the year, really.
No, we are. With all the injuries we had, it's been pleasant.
Yeah, with all these injuries, we got a big surprise Cater Kohu.
Oh no, he's great, man.
Yeah, he's a wonderful addition to our team, and I hope he continues to play, as well as he has been.
But man, Emmett McKinley the other day stepped up with that.
Yeah.
I mean, we got some undrafted guys like shocking the world, on a playoff game. It's not like the 10th year team when a whole bunch of undrafted guys made the team and that was signing that week and playing that week. This is like a good playoff quality team, and they're contributing to a playoff caliber team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. That, I don't know if that's kudos to the secondary coaches that we have, and
I think it is. I think Madison and Surtain are doing a tremendous job with our defensive backfield. I definitely give kudos to those two. They've been a welcome addition as well. Now this is something that we are going to have to do to San Francisco coming up. We're going to have to make on defense. We're going to have to put a lot of pressure on Jimmy G. We're going to have to make him one-dimensional.
Yeah.
And they're going to probably try to do the same thing to Tua. They're either going to stop the run or they're going to stop the pass. And to be quite frank with you, their passing defense is tremendous. They've got a good passing defense. They've got like 2 or 3 good studs back there in the back defensive backfield. So I don't know. We either got to get the running going or the passing going or both. Have some
both.
Type of balance.
Of course, both
is what I'm for.
Both would be the great. I would love to see, because we're going to have 2 49er backs, former 49er backs playing for us. So hopefully they bring that.
Right. Is Mostert ready? Is Mostert ready?
I think he is somewhat.
Okay.
I think they can, but I don't know. But he was still unknown status. I read the last I read on him, but I think most people are expecting him to be able to.
I'm sorry, Mr. Is it Fine Moola? I'm sorry if I'm screwing that name up, but I see you there. Thanks for joining us tonight.
And Violet, CMC's latest I saw, he's like, they moved him to questionable, but I don't know. You guys may have been, because I was getting ready for the show, so I didn't get any last minute updates. But the last I saw, CMC was questionable for the game coming up for the 49ers. Yeah, he's questionable for them. So we'll see. And Moser, like I say, I know he's playing the good, and everyone's bashing him on social media because it's like, I haven't been able to read the whole article because it's a subscription type thing.
Right.
So I didn't see exactly what he said, but from what I understand, he's just complimenting his current team, but they took it as an insult to throwing shade at the 49ers. So,
I don't even get into that. I mean,
I know.
It's stupid. It really is.
I know it is, but it's bulletin board stuff all over. I guess.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. You got to. It's Twitter. Yeah, stuff, I know, man. Anyway. I don't try to do it in the comparisons. I don't try to get into what he said or she said.
Yeah, I know. But it is still kind of
yeah.
Kind of fun to watch and go back and forth, though.
It is, and that's what it is for me. It's entertainment, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we talked about the defense, the pressure that they need to apply to Jimmy G, make him one-dimensional, and now we go to special teams. That was another one we talked about, and special teams is going to be a key, especially coming down to these to the stretch here. Look, I'm still not feeling it for Sanders. I'm just not.
Well, he made 3 of them, and they were all right. I know the longest was like 45, but they were all right down the middle this week. It wasn't like drifting off where he barely gets it in the upright. Right. So maybe maybe he got something right. We'll see. We'll
see, because we're going to need that guy. I'm just not getting a warm and fuzzy from him yet.
Oh, I know. There's going to be a game that it decides his kick either wins it or loses it for us. It's going to be at that point, because these next games are tough. So there's going to be a game that's decided by a field goal or less, and he's going to have to make it,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's going to be a tough stretch. Look, like I said, like we've been talking about, is 49ers has the number 1 defense in the NFL, and they got quite a talented offense as well. You got Debo, you got CMC.
Hammer time.
You got CMC, you got Kettle. You got
Yeah.
Kettle.
Oh yeah. No, Kittle's really
And
tough. Hey, Evan. Now Evan's in the house. Just to let you know,
Evan's in the
Steve.
house. Hey,
Evan
Evan.
decided to show up,
All right.
so that's good.
You're
So.
tardy, Evan. No, I really. Good. I'm sorry.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't mean to interrupt you. I just saw Evan make his appearance. I had a. It's all right, Evan. We let you off this time. You're always there. So yeah. Anyways, like you say, this is not going to be. The 49ers are not an easy team. They aren't the Houston Texans, that's for sure.
How's it
So,
going, Hammer Time? Welcome.
yeah.
I
So
agree.
I mean, the Niners are. They're going to come to play. Everyone's going to come to play because you got the coaches that know each other. You got some guys on the Dolphins that were on the 49ers. So there's going to be that competition from both sides that they're going to want to show the other that they're better and that, they're on the better team. So it's going to be
that's going to be great. That's going to be
yeah.
great. Those two coaches getting
I mean, to
back
me,
together.
it's the game of the week. I know Sunday Night Football disagrees with me because of the stinking Cowboys playing. But, I mean, to me, it's the best. I'm happy, though. I don't care. I don't care for a night game. I'd rather get the games in the daytime. 4 o'clock's late enough for me. So I'm happy to see, I'm spoiled with my East Coast 1 p.m. time. So, that way we don't have to wait all day for the darn game to start. But anyway, that to me, if you look at the line, that's a great matchup, the Dolphins, the 49ers. Could I go as far as
it is a good
maybe
matchup.
a potential Super Bowl preview? I would love it. Bring back like Marino and and Montana battle. This would be like the Tua and Jimmy G battle. But I know that's going way too far. I just you went crazy the moment we got Bradley Chubb, so I'm allowed to have my one crazy moment.
So. Look, I'm still. I really think this team is a Super Bowl team. I do. I really do. Even if they were to lose this game this week coming up, I still feel the same way. I really do. It's going to be a statement game, sure. Any given Sunday, right? Anybody can win. So, San Francisco is a tough team. They're a good team, but it really just depends on how the game ends.
I know, but Miami's a tough team too. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying what's going to really how I'm going to judge this is if they lose. Did they lose by 14 points, 21 points? Did Tua played good, or did he crap the bed, or what? That's what I'm looking for. So, and I think it is going to be a statement game. But with all that said and all that done, what we talked about, Rob, how do you feel about this game coming up next week?
No, I agree. And Diggins basically was saying that, some of the formations that we need. He thinks we need like a couple tight ends in there and whatnot to help anything, I guess, blocking and have some backs coming out. I just saw it real quick, but, some backs coming out of the backfield and everything. So, yes, Justin, you and I can dig in tomorrow on all that good stuff. I just think this is a tough game. I'm going to let you do the prediction because this one, I have the benefit of having a show Friday, so I may save my prediction until Friday when I hear more status of people like is CMC going to play and different things like that. So, because all those things can influence my decision. But I do agree with you that this is going to be a close game. 2 solid teams going at it. 2 teams with coaching staffs that are familiar with each other's tendencies. So, there's not going to be one that because everyone says, "Oh, Shanahan's," but you can flip it around and he doesn't know exactly how McDaniel rolls as a head coach. I know
that's true.
He normally beats his pupils supposedly, but he did lose to him in the playoffs last year. So, I just think it's a good chance that this is going to be a very good game. It's going to be hopefully if we stay away from the turnovers like we have the past few weeks, we're going to have a very good chance to come out on top. But I'm not going to make a prediction yet.
Okay.
Just because I want to see a little bit more. But like I said, it's a tough game, and I would say that probably for the next 3 weeks it's going to be really tough to know, without knowing certain status of what players are playing or not.
Okay, fair enough. Look, I want the Miami Dolphins to win. They're my team. I've been a fan for years and years and years.
I know a disclaimer when you start like that.
But I've got to be realistic, and I don't think Miami is going to be ready for San Francisco. I think they're going to lose, and I think the game is going to be, like you said, it's going to be a close game. 23 to
And
20.
I know you hope you're wrong. I know you hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. 23
Yeah.
to 20. Either way, if Miami wins, they're going to win 23-20. But I think San Francisco is going to win 23-20.
Oh, all
right.
I get you. If
So,
I had to bet right now, I'm gonna like to say I don't know. I'm gonna hold off because I just want to know if CMC's playing.
that's okay. That's okay.
That really changes a big dynamic and stuff. But it's a tough game. I'll give you that. This would be the first game that I would lean saying this is because the past few weeks have been Dolphins, and then giving blowout scores, but like I did last week for the Dolphins. So it's just in my predictions. But this week I am a little more hesitant to go out there saying the Dolphins for sure. But know me, I go the Homer way come Friday, but it's going to be very close.
All right,
so.
I'll be texting you. You know that.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be very close, but I knew
Rob,
it. Anyway,
thanks,
we're just about out of time, so make sure you tell everyone to subscribe and tackle that subscribe button, actually. Just hammer it, attack it if you haven't done so already, and give us a fins up, which means a thumbs up. And you guys are the best. Dolphins are the best, and love reaching out to all you guys. You guys rock.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you for joining me tonight, as always. And like what I always say before we close out, Dolphins #1, baby!
Fins up, baby. Violet fins up. See you tomorrow. Digging in the trenches.